from a terrible box office record to a lot of personal work that needs to be done. This is what to expect from Ezra Miller's future after the Flash movie. In the world of Hollywood, success is not always guaranteed, even for established franchises and fan-favorite actors. And no movie exemplifies this more than DC's latest disaster, The Flash starring Ezra Miller. Well, everybody, now that the newest DC movie has come and gone, and despite the high hopes for the franchise's future, it turns out that the film may have just been a flash in the pan. Yes, The Flash has officially bombed at the box office, and now many people are wondering what it means for its star, Ezra Miller. Despite the initial buzz and expectations surrounding the movie, it has definitely underperformed at the box office. And honestly, that's putting it lightly. The fact that the movie has tanked so hard has left a lot of questions about Ezra's future in the industry, as well as the potential impact this setback may have on their career. The Flash was expected to be a major blockbuster and a turning point for Ezra Miller's career. However, the film failed to live up to these expectations, both critically and commercially. The movie's reception was mixed. Some people praised Miller's performance, but criticized the overall execution. The special effects in particular were singled out as really not meeting the current standards expected from such major productions. I mean, seriously. A lot of fans have talked about how they have seen video games with more convincing special effects. That, coupled with the fact the box office returns were way lower than expectations, have meant that the movie is looking to be a massive loss for Warner Brothers. Seriously, the movie has been in theaters for over a month, but only recently has it managed to limp across the finish line and actually earn its budget back. See, The Flash had an estimated budget of over $200 million, but has only managed to barely recoup its losses and turn a profit towards the end of its cinematic run. I mean, most movies have their opening weekend in order to make their money back. At least that's when the majority of their revenue is. So the fact that The Flash fell so far behind expectations has got to be a bit of a red flag for Ezra Miller's future at Warner Brothers, and likely in Hollywood in general. So why did the movie do so badly? Well, there are several reasons. For one, we may finally be experiencing the long-anticipated superhero fatigue. People have been anticipating it for years now, but ever since Marvel found its success with its cinematic universe, the number of superhero movies being released has only gone up. Seriously, it feels like everything that gets a theatrical release these days is a superhero movie. It really feels that after Endgame, people have become just way more exhausted with superhero movies. I think it really says something when even the return of Michael Keaton's Batman isn't enough to get people interested in buying tickets. It's also totally possible that the fact that The Flash released in the same window as other highly anticipated movies, like Guardians of the Galaxy and Fast X, meant that it had to seriously compete for audiences' attention. Another big factor that may have contributed to these disappointing box office returns are all the controversies surrounding Miller themselves. See, Miller has been getting in a lot of trouble recently, and that's putting it pretty lightly. Miller's off-screen life has been marred with multiple controversies and legal issues. Since 2022, they have been accused of committing assault, burglary, disorderly conduct, harassment, and grooming of minors, resulting in multiple widely publicized arrests, citations, and restraining orders. Yikes! That rap sheet goes on longer than The Flash's runtime. They seem like the sort of guy that would end up getting busted by The Flash, not playing him. Miller has recently apologized for their actions and has said that they are taking the time in order to work on themselves and their mental well-being. Honestly, you would think that these kinds of scandals would be enough to blacklist any Hollywood veteran, but apparently it's not enough to put Ezra out of work. In fact, a lot of the DC higher-ups are standing by Miller despite all the off-screen drama. Andy Muschietti, the director of The Flash, has thrown his support behind Miller. Andy has gone on record saying that if he were involved in a Flash sequel, he would have Ezra return, as he believes that no one else could play Barry Allen quite the same way. James Gunn himself has even implied that Miller might be sticking around as the Flash, even after the events of the film reset the timeline. Seeing as other Justice League actors are confirmed to not be returning, it's pretty weird that Ezra of all people would be the only OG Leaguer to survive James Gunn's purge. Henry Cavill has officially been axed, even though he is incredibly popular with the fan base. Ben Affleck has also confirmed to no longer wish to play Batman, and Gal Gadot doesn't look like she will be returning as Wonder Woman either. Honestly, it's surprising that Warner Brothers haven't taken the opportunity to leave Ezra and his controversies in the past. So what other options does Miller have moving forward? Well, unfortunately for him, his blockbuster prospects are looking pretty grim. The Fantastic Beasts series has only been getting worse and worse over the years. With the future of the series in massive doubt after Secrets of Dumbledore also failed to perform at the box office. I mean, their character wasn't likely to appear in future films anyway, but still, it's not a good look for your career when every major franchise you touch appears to tank. But it is definitely worth remembering that Ezra is actually an incredibly talented actor. They have previously given highly acclaimed performances in movies like The Perks of Being a Wallflower and We Need to Talk About Kevin. Miller's talent and unique screen presence could make them a very attractive prospect for visionary directors and filmmakers. Collaborating with acclaimed directors who value creativity and originality could provide them with opportunities to rejuvenate their career and regain the trust of audiences. They are legitimately a versatile actor and could likely find significant success if given these kinds of opportunities in the future. The only question at hand is whether or not studios will be willing to take the risk on them. That being said, perhaps a hiatus from work will give Miller the opportunity to sort out their personal life and stand them in better stead moving forward. Plenty of actors take the time after some major career setbacks to try and reevaluate themselves and to get back to their craft. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea for Miller to take the opportunity to work on smaller independent movies. It's also possible for Ezra to explore the possibility of switching to the small screen. Currently, streaming services are offering actors more opportunities to explore more complex, character-driven roles. No doubt, they might find more successful opportunities and more diverse parts to re-establish themselves and their image. The smaller scale might offer them the opportunity to step back and slow down after a high-pressure role like The Flash. No doubt it is incredibly stressful to work on such a high-profile project that has so much money involved. That is not at all an excuse for Ezra's behavior, just something to consider. If they are able to get the head on straight, it is possible they may be able to salvage their career. However, it is also possible that particular ship may have already sailed, or they simply might not be cut out for such a stressful profession. While The Flash may have suffered a disappointing box office performance, it is essential to remember that setbacks are a part of any actor's journey. Ezra Miller's talent and past successes demonstrate that they have the skills necessary to make a successful comeback. It all depends on their ability to work through whatever is causing such problematic behavior. By exploring diverse roles, collaborating with visionary directors, and considering opportunities in the streaming industry, Miller can carve a path toward a successful and fulfilling future in the entertainment industry. With resilience and perseverance, Ezra Miller has the ability to overcome this setback and continue to leave their mark on the world of acting. So there you have it. From a terrible box office record to a lot of personal work that needs to be done, that is what to expect from Ezra Miller's future after the Flash movie.